Let us believe that we can stop money from going into jails across this country. Let us believe that we can threaten any oppressive power structure in this country that is opposing the youth. Let us believe.
You know, there was a time when people thought there would be no way that Jim Crow could ever be brought to its knees. But a major social movement did arise that managed to do precisely that.
If you look at crime rates over the last 30 years, you see that property crimes went down just a tick, violent crimes went up just a tick, but the prison populations have gone up over 500–600%.
Go ahead, make your point, sir. You liberals like to accuse me, we conservatives, of wanting hanging judges. I do.
You do?
I want tough laws. I want them to be enforced. I do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
If you trace the origins of the get tough rhetoric, you can actually trace it all the way back to segregationists searching for colorblind rhetoric.
And then on the left side of the wall, on the floor, that's where the blue boat is sitting at for the third party to lay down.
As the inmate population began to grow and escalate, you know, we started double and triple selling. In fact, I had one of my commissioners said to me that there's not a flat surface out here that we don't have somebody sleeping on.
Look at the role that prisons play in society and ask, what are they doing?
Generally, 2/3 recidivate of the average inmate.
Why is that the case? Is that what we want? People to go in prison, become more violent, come out, commit more crime.
Back in the 1950s, factories were typically located in those urban communities, so those businesses would have quick access to cheap labor. Today, those factories are gone.
My family wanted to visit me when I was incarcerated, but me, myself, I didn't want them to.
Yeah.
So I just told them to stay home, maintain their regular lives. I don't want to be a burden on nobody else. You know, my situations, my mistakes.
The Philadelphia prisons turns out to be an institution that reaches almost every neighborhood and every family. It shouldn't be like that. And why is that? Well, since we've relied so much on a punitive response to social problems, people go to prison, and guess what? Now they're back. They're back in the same communities, only it's a worse time.
Sentencing Project in Washington, D.C. has done a number of studies. 1 in 4 African Americans in their 20s are subject to some kind of supervision from the criminal justice system.
In fact, in the United States today, there are more African Americans under correctional control, in prison or jail, on probation or parole, than were enslaved in 1850, a decade before the Civil War began.
We're going to need to see a new civil rights type movement. We're going to need to see more and more people joining together to challenge some of these institutions.
Enough's enough. We know it's going to be hard. We know it's going to be resistance. But power concedes nothing without a struggle. Nobody's going to give it to us.
Fight to educate, not incarcerate. Fight to educate.
The most important thing is to understand the conditions that create prisoners in prisons. Understanding the society that we live in, that's where change starts.
I had to fight. They say criminals should be locked in prison, but they living in a big house that's white. It's not right. We gotta fight. They don't lock up corporate criminals that ruin the planet. Jails filled with nonviolent offenders, and it's tragic. Where's the rehabilitation or correction or direction? It's corruption. They got gangs. They can stop the way it's running. Inmates coming out worse. They immersed in dysfunction. Gotta stop the profit in prison, get driven and change this. Societal conditions cause inequality and robbery. Technology is something that's not distributed properly. It's packed with mostly blacks and